dangerous dog show live! Hosted by Dangerous Dog and Doug the Rock Dog! Who let the dogs out?
What's happening, everybody? It's Saturday morning in Tucson, where Doug is. It's around noontime now. What time is it over there, fellas?
5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What are you doing over there?
Beer o'clock.
Yeah.
We are here. Oh,
Hey,
all right. Let's see that again. What is that? What are you drinking?
That's called John Smith's, an English ale
Oh,
from Yorkshire.
Almost looks like God, what's your favorite? Newcastle. Almost looks like Newcastle.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Good drink.
So this has gone savage, everybody. We've been trying to connect with these guys now for a while, and here we are.
So, I'm Ian, Gone Savage.
That's not his surname. It should be. Maybe he should change his name to that.
And you are?
I'm Will. I'm the singer in Gone Savage. I'm Will.
Good to meet you guys. I'm gonna turn the
Great
volume
to be on the show. Thank you so much for inviting
Thanks
us on.
for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you.
So, anyone
Will-
that listens to Wild Dogs knows we play your music a lot.
Yeah.
Rock Dog introduced me to you guys, so go ahead, Rock Dog.
So, Will, where did the name Gone Savage actually come from?
Well, we formed this band a long time ago now. I reckon about 1990. Would you say, Ian? Something around there.
About
And at the
89.
time, we were all in what you might loosely term as hair metal bands. The mid-'80s, late '80s. I was in a band called Sam Thunder. Ian was in a band called Sweet Sin, and the drummer was in a band that's still around now called Dare. And we wanted to do something when we came together a little bit with a little bit more of a harder edge. So we were kind of kicking names around, and we thought that Gone Savage sounded a little bit, gave that impression that, we're going to be a little bit heavier. Back to our metal roots, if you want to say.
Okay. So, when you and Will started writing together again in 2019, did you immediately know Gone Savage was going to be coming back, or did the music come first and then the band came afterwards?
I'd say music, wasn't it, Will? Because me
Yeah.
and Will have been writing for a long time outside of Gone Savage. And Gone Savage had music from the past, not the present. I started writing new material, and myself and Will got back in and put that twist, that Gone Savage twist on it. Previously, it would be a bit more almost predictable. So it was classic rock. It was what we call meat and two veg. Nothing really, what you saw is what you got. And so around about 2019, myself and Will, we started just turning that ship into a different direction, keeping it true to what we do, but just giving it a bit more modernization. And we carried that through to Retrograde. So the first album was a digital album called Past Life, and they got released by Heaven and Hell in the US as Life in Black and White. And then we went on to our next album, and the writing has really evolved. I mean, the new stuff we're doing now, it's just, I don't recognize it, but in a good way. Yeah.
Mm.
So, if Gone Savage could tour with any band in history, who would you choose?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know what you'd say.
Yeah.
I suppose for myself, I have no real. I mean, I like music that probably isn't like Gone Savage so much. My favourite live bands are people like Rush.
Yeah.
And if you're going to fall back into the metal, I suppose Metallica. But none of that really floats my boat. As in, who would I like to support? It would probably be somebody who's probably not here, unfortunately. So for me, it'd be AC/DC with Bon Scott. He's not here.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and that's the kind of, or Rose Tattoo. They're my kind of bands. So that's the kind of band I'd like to support. So nowadays, Will's probably got a better key into what people want to see and probably where we would fit now. You're a big fan of Sleep Token, Will?
Yeah, I love them. They're geniuses, musical geniuses, Sweet Token. Yeah, I've got a 21-year-old son who introduces me to all these new things.
Ah,
So I get to listen to a lot of new music, and yeah, Sleep Token one of my all-time favourites now. But so I'd love to support them purely just to see what they actually look like behind the mask.
right? So,
Yeah.
what is the first record you ever bought?
Ooh,
Mine, it would be Breakfast in America by Supertramp.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Will?
Strangers in the Night, UFO.
Right on. Both
nice.
great albums.
Yeah, yeah. I recently went to Chicago, and I had a day off while I was there, and I actually went to the place where that was partially recorded. I know it wasn't all recorded in Chicago, but
Right.
most some of it was. And I went to the place, which is now actually a delivery. They make uniforms for UPS drivers now.
Oh, wow.
I cycled into this place, and I cycled into the car park, and I sat in the footprint of what was the arena there, and
Yeah.
listened to the whole album.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a cool thing to do.
So, what's the loudest concert you've ever attended?
No,
I,
that's an easy one for me. Motorhead at
Oh,
Leeds
yes.
Queen's Hall in about 1982.
do you know
My
what?
ears were ringing for 4 days afterwards.
I went to King George's. I saw Motorhead quite a few times, about 79, 80. Loud, very loud.
Yeah,
Even louder because I was only about 13. So I used to put my head in the bins. You could do that. Back in the days, there was no security. So if you
Yeah.
want to sit in the bin and enjoy the full immense, immerse yourself in it, you could do it. Not the loudest band I ever saw. Loudest band I ever saw was Dave Lee Roth's band. Seriously. Off the scale. Off the scale, it was too loud. It was a skyscraper tour. Absolutely unbelievably loud.
I saw that tour.
yeah.
Loud.
I think. Where
Yeah,
was that?
I remember-
Was that Manchester?
I remember David
NEC.
Lee Roth flying right over me on the surfboard.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
He just
NEC.
reached up
NEC.
and touched the bottom of it. He went right. Steve Vai was so sick on that tour. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, that was the loudest one. I've seen Rammstein 6 times, and yeah, closest. They're very close, but they've got different sound. I saw them in Scotland, and what got me there was on the floor. This is about 2006, 5, 6. It was the swell. It was the actual movement of the sound that was a real punisher. It wasn't the volume. And you got this immense sound coming through your stomach. You're proper German engineering, And
Right.
it was weird.
Right.
Weird. Very strange. Well, not loud.
So, has music ever saved you during a difficult period in your life?
Oh, not me personally.
No?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
What about you, Will?
Yeah. Writing music has definitely saved me. Yeah. Yeah. And things that have happened to me in the past, in the sort of the last 10 years. And I wrote all about it. And the whole of actually the album Past Life, if you knew which order to listen to it in, is like a concept album of,
Oh, wow.
of my life for the preceding 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, definitely. I got out of the position that I was in, and I'm with a new partner now, and she was looking through my lyric book when we first got together, and she said, "My God, what kind of a dark place are you in to be writing these lyrics?" And a lot of it didn't even make it onto our songs, but yeah, a lot of it did, and it's more about the epiphany at the end of it rather than the trauma of going through what I went through there. But definitely music saved me then.
Well, now that's going to take me to a whole nother journey because I never knew that part behind the album. So now when I hear it, I'm going to be like, oh, wow, it's really going to bring me in now.
Absolutely. Yeah, listen to Touch Your God as well. That's another one that's, yeah. And I'm not religious, by the way. It's just...
Right. And Ian, right?
Yep.
That okay? I just want to make sure because I want to make sure I'm not mispronouncing your name or anything.
Don't draw my name, Doug. You can have the
You've
first
known
one.
me for how long? You can't even pronounce my damn name.
Hi, John.
So Ian and Will, you've been writing together for decades now.
Yeah.
What's the secret to keeping that songwriting partnership alive?
Well, I liken it to, I'm not musically trained, so anybody can do this, I believe, with a bit of a, oh, can you say, just take away the fear, the fact that you can't, you might not recognize all the chords, you might not understand the theory, but you listen with your ears. So I'll do something, and generally I'll start on an acoustic guitar or maybe on the electric guitar, but I play bass. And I get ideas. Now, the beauty of it is I give it to Will, and there's no script, there's no it needs to be X, Y, and Z. He'll then listen to it completely as it's being delivered. So this is like really rough music. This isn't polished. This isn't even studio music, and start coming up with ideas. And I've said it to him before. It's amazing. It's a term we use in the UK. It's called polishing a turd. Don't know if you guys. And that's what he does. But I don't make it difficult. And so we write things that are clearly got a root, a passage, and also they've got potential for melody, potential for change and stuff. And so it's giving Will the opportunity to then sort of stretch those melodies and stretch those lyrics. And when boy does he do it, So, and why change that? We've been doing it for years.
Right.
We have, and you've got to be prepared as well to be able to be comfortable enough with each other to be able to say, I like that, I'm not keen on that part, let's take that. A lot of when we've found people that have come in and out of the band over the last few years, we've had some people who they won't deliver anything until they feel it's absolutely perfect, recorded perfectly, done perfectly, and that's not the way we work. Let's hear it, warts and all, as we would say. And, if we like it, we develop it. If we don't, we can both say, you know what, no, I don't think that's going anywhere. Let's move on to something else.
Right.
But you've got to be confident enough with each other to be able to say that.
Well, thank you for answering. Thank you. What was the very first song that you ever wrote together?
Ooh. This will be very early Gone Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to write. There was I wrote bass line tracks at the time, away for the guitar. We had a guitar player who was originally with myself in Sweet Sin called Andy Halliwell, Andy J as he was called in Sweet Sin, and he'd come up with all the big riffs for us. And
He's a massive Dokken fan.
yeah. But he come up with some really good stuff. And you'll hear an example of it. So this is a throwback track. Is Love Caught Me Out. So Love Caught Me Out, which is on Past Life and Life in Black and White, is a track from way back. It's not the first one, but it's the first one that you wrote with Andy. And mostly we wrote, I'd write with Andy, and then Will would take over with Andy and do the melody and do the lyrics and whatnot.
Okay.
So me and you would have to be 2010, wouldn't it, really?
The ones that are just me and you, I guess.
There wasn't,
it would
was there?
be, yeah.
Not in
And
I'll
tell you what it would have been. It would have been, so me and Ian started writing things together, sort of completely different than Gone Savage. And it would have been either Tides or Ghosts of California.
It was Ghosts of California. Because
Yeah.
my son stepped in on the guitar and played it, didn't
Yeah.
he? We jammed it
Yeah.
downstairs.
And it was kind of like a surf/skate rock band that we did called Revolution at the Zephyr.
Okay.
And all the lyrics were written about the theme of either surfing or skateboarding and stuff like that. Because I was big into surfing then. I'm getting a little bit too old now.
So you've always been active before we all got too old, but you were active with active sports and stuff. So you already started answering the next question I had for you. Does a song normally start with a guitar riff, the melody, the lyrics, or just something completely different?
So it's guitar, yeah. Starts with a guitar.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
did you do Soul Sister on vocal, or was it on guitar first?
The only two that started with the vocals like that would be Soul Sister and Million Miles from Ordinary.
Right. which you
and
want
then
to
I
hear.
kind of sang it to you and said, "What do you think of this?" And then you developed it underneath what I'd done, but everything else starts with guitar, I would say.
Yeah.
Right on. So, working together in that, have you ever completely disagreed about a song, and how did you overcome it?
It was. We're very grown up, so we don't like fall out and rattle our parameters.
Right.
But sometimes I don't get it. I don't quite do it. Will knows. And we had one track on the album Past Life, Permanent State of Change, and I wrote it. I liked it. I loved it. I thought it was great. And then as you get through and going towards your mastering and sending it out and getting it all finished off, I think because you've heard it so many times, you might get a bit like, not so sure now. And that track went the other way. I went from not quite liking it to loving it. You mentioned that, didn't you? And there was another track, so Sunshine and Flowers off Retrograde. Again, similar kind of thing. It took a bit of time to sink into my head, But I don't mind that. I don't mind. That's just purely being honest. It's not, and it wasn't a case of I'll beat it into me. I'll listen to it 100 times and make sure I get it. It wasn't about that. It was about that one moment thinking, that's a good track. And I didn't.
We've got a couple of songs, and one in particular comes to mind that we've been kicking around for probably 10 years. And it's changed names, it's changed lyrics, it's changed everything, and we still can't quite get it right. Can we? Tides.
Tides, Beautifully Angry.
And it went to Beautiful Angry, and then it went back to Tides, and we just can't get it to a position where we like it.
Wow.
But we'll keep trying.
Yeah, we'll get there. Because it's a good track. If you know that in there somewhere, it's a good track.
Yeah.
So, this is what you were saying earlier, Doug, about the having those moments where you can put things aside and come back again. So we've got, frankly, we're currently working on 26 tracks currently.
Oh, wow.
Which I've got an awful lot. And I know I've got at least a dozen thrown on the floor. So these are the ones I might come back to. I might look at it again and try and reinvigorate it. But yeah, we have an awful lot of music.
We've got some awesome tracks, what we're doing now, haven't we? Absolutely. I think it's the best stuff we've ever done.
Yeah, I think so. Again, you should be proud of what you do. I don't like people blowing their trumpet, but we've done a good job on this.
So is there a song?
You have to blow your own trumpet. Keeps you hungry.
Isn't trumpet what Eli's learning now?
Yeah.
Trumpet.
Luckily for us, he hasn't brought it home yet.
Oh. There'll be a day. So is there a song you've written that means something completely different to you now?
Yeah, there is for me, yeah. So the early days of Gone Savage, we wrote a song called Ram Me Down, which is actually the opening track on Retrograde. And when I wrote those lyrics, I was only probably 17 or 18, and the lyrics were about basically my dad died when I was very young then, actually, when I was 15, and then it changed my mum completely. And she kind of became not my mum anymore. She became a completely different person. And that made me angry when I was a 17-year-old. And I wrote that song about her. And now I regret it. She's not with us anymore either. But now I regret writing that. But we still play it, and it's on Retrograde, and it's one of the live songs that we always play. But I always think about it whenever we do it live now, whenever I hear that song. And the meaning of it has turned completely for me.
Wow. Well,
Maybe
thanks
you
for
should
sharing
make a part 2 about what it means to you now.
That's a good idea.
Say that again, sorry.
Maybe you should make a part 2 about what it means to you now.
Yeah, actually, that's an excellent idea. Yeah, Ram Me Down reprised. Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
Yep,
yeah.
There you go.
What's in space? Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually.
I think that would just be therapeutic and everything.
Yeah.
So, Life in Black and White, if someone has never heard the album before, what track should they start with?
If they want to get straight into the commercial field, it'd probably be the title track. Life in Black and White.
No.
If they want to get into a bit more about what we do, Life in Cinder is a good one. It's got lots of different shape and texture. For me, Touch Your God is a brilliant track. It is a track that I wrote based on Chappie in America, Chris Isaac, the boxer who did picked up the guitar and started playing some songs. Wicked Games. So Chris Isaac, he basically just did the 3-chord return. So E, D, C, D, E. And that's what that track is. So what you're doing then is you're trying to build up things around it that obviously doesn't show that it's just a repetition. So you're doing different things like bringing in different bits and different parts. And I just love the song. So that one's an interesting song. Permanent State of Change is a great song for people to get into. Opening track, Icon of Today, is basically a rock track, which is a very good rock track to get into as well. I love Call Me Out. So there's a lot on there you can really get into quite quickly.
Right.
It's best, as Will says, to run it and just listen to it and then you'll feel. But we've got 2 really commercial ones on there. So that's Love Caught Me Out and Life in Black and White. 3 minute and a bit, no swearing.
Yeah.
You know, your kids can watch it, that kind of thing. Brilliant.
Right. So what makes Retrograde different from Life in Black and White?
Yes, that's a good question.
Yeah, well, Retrograde is, the title is a little bit of a clue to the album because retrograde is a term used in kind of, I think, astrophysics or something. It kind of means loosely something that's actually moving forward, but it looks like it's moving backwards. And the way that you might be able to imagine that is if you're on a freeway and you're driving past a big truck or a bus, it kind of looks in your window that it's going backwards, even though it's still going forwards. And the reason why we did that was because we put on some of our very old songs that had never been on anything before. So basically, we were looking backwards, but we put a new spin on them. So they were old songs, but moving forward. And that's why we call the whole album Retrograde. So some were new, but others were like that. Early demos, really early demos, World Gone Crazy and all that stuff.
About 50-50 on that one, Doug.
Yeah.
About 50-50. And it worked really well because what it also did, because we've kind of said this before, that we write what we want to write without being, too blasé or bullshit, your own bottoms, as people say over here. We do what we want to do because we write and we know we can write good songs. And so this album was different to Life in Black and White because we could expand it. So previously I was writing to 3.5 to 4 minutes for radio, max, and having like the classic, verse, chorus, finish, rather than all these little bits and pieces that go into songs. This album, Retrograde, we've got 6 minutes, we've got a 7-minute track in there.
Oh, wow. And
it's not prog. It's not going into a prog territory. We're just going into, well, we liked it. We liked the structure. And unfortunately, the clock didn't stop till then. So no apologies. It's just what it is. And that just meant that the songs could breathe naturally. So they're different. They're a lot different. I think we have one short song. I'm trying to think, though. No, I think the shortest one is World Gone Crazy, which we dropped as a single.
Yeah.
About a year and a half ago. And that's about 4.5 minutes, So it's different. And then this album that we're doing now, you've got a bit of everything, really. We're on back at, I think it's a 2:20. And then there's something like back to normal 5s and 6, so this is what we want to do. Just do what we feel. But obviously consider it to what people want to hear. We're not just saying this is it.
Right.
But people buy into it. People like it. People like that diversity. It's not.
Yeah.
I like it too. It's not AC/DC. It's not status quo. It's not rinse and repeat. That's what the words we use. Rinse and repeat. It's not really. So you're gonna have to kind of stick with us. And some of the stuff we're writing in a minute, it's like, well, how does that fit? it will fit. Stick with us.
Right on. So which song was the most difficult or the most challenging to record?
Let's play a vocal one in it, Will, because you do an awful lot of melodies and harmonies. It's probably on retrograde, because like I say, we went into a bit more on the production dynamics.
That Sunshine and Flowers is quite hard because it relies heavily on the melodies
Yeah.
and the harmonies in the chorus, and the chorus really lifts it. We had quite a lot of success with that.
I'll get me CD. I forgot this right.
He does this in the middle of the set, just disappears somewhere. I don't know where he is.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
So I've got my CD. It was Here Comes a Shade.
Yeah,
So
that's
Here Comes
another
a
one.
Shade.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah.
lots of things going on in that one. From a point of view, it starts off kind of a little bit Linkin Park, nod towards that, and lots of dynamics. And then there's an end section, which is akin to, like, say, maybe Fleetwood Mac or something.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah.
But it works. Yeah.
It's funny because it's a song that rarely gets played on the radio, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a long song. So I'm sure it's 6.5, 7 minutes. But that was a challenge. Yeah, because a lot of production in that one.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to pass it on over to Doug. I've been just asking away, so I'll come back and ask you some more in a bit. Doug, do you have any questions for these?
I do, and this is one I like to ask just everybody that we get to talk to, because I like to know your background, what made you do what you do as a kid, like your first recollection of wanting to do music. Who did you first hear that made you go, okay, I gotta explore this, I gotta do this?
For me, Doug, it was Motorhead. Went to see them when I was 13. The Saxon supported them like the year after.
What a show.
Loved the bass that Lemmy were playing. Got into a band who had no bass player. That's normally the case, isn't it? So you can play the bass. So I played the bass, and I stuck with Motorhead for a while. Not playing the style, I just liked the way that the band was a three-piece. So all my early bands were three-piece bands, and I tried to sing, not very well. I haven't told you that word. So Motorhead.
For me, I was probably, must have been about 14, I would say, and I had a friend who used to hang around the streets, and everywhere this guy went, he had an acoustic guitar with him. He's a great guitar player, actually. And he used to play all these things, and I'm saying, what is that? And he said, it's Van Halen, and it's this, and it's AC/DC. And I'd never heard of any of these bands at this point. Are you talking about 1978, I would say, something like that? So one day he says, my brother's got all these records. So his brother was at college, so we went and sneaked into his brother's bedroom. And I remember going in there for the first time, and it was just like a wall of vinyl albums and posters on the wall, AC/DC and UFO and the Scorpions. And he said, what do you want to hear? So I said, well, we'll start at the beginning. So he put on AC/DC, If You Want Blood. And from that moment, I thought, yeah, this is definitely something I've got to get involved with. And it was right from that moment. I remember that we used to go in there all the time. And that guy is called Terry, and he's a fantastic guitarist. And he could play Eruption from beginning to end flawlessly on that acoustic guitar, even when he was sort of 14, 13, yeah. And what we did then, actually, we then started doing gigs in my other friend's garage, miming to the UFO album Strangers in the Night. We'd sell tickets to all the local kids, and we'd have paint pots for drums, Terry's acoustic guitar, I'd be singing, and we'd just kind of mime along to Strangers in the Night, the whole thing. We'd lock the garage door so these kids couldn't escape once they paid their, 5 pence or whatever it was for a ticket. I remember some of them used to say, I don't think you're really playing this. We're like, no, we are, definitely.
I've seen bands today do that. Well,
Yeah.
You've not invented that one, my friend.
You hear about that too much these days.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried.
That's what put you on the path to go, okay, this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That I love to ask that, because I love to hear the stories of, because we all have that like first band or that first song or that first artist that we heard that went, okay, as a kid, you don't know what you're hearing, but you just know it sounds good. And then
Absolutely.
if it makes you want to, build on that
Yeah.
and listen to a lot of other stuff, that's cool. Thanks
Yeah.
for answering that. You got anything?
I guess I
Just
can
on
ask
that,
this
Might as
question.
you might have said this is her question.
What is your favorite candy bar?
Star Bar. Now, don't you
What?
forget them in America.
Star Bar.
They're
Bar
a
bar.
caramel chocolate bar with biscuit at the bottom. It's called Star Bar.
Oh wow, never heard of that one.
Almost sounds like a Twix. I
Yeah.
want to try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, very similar, but bigger. So I brought my teeth on one once. Practically.
Oh.
It's still your favorite.
Still my favourite. I stand on it first.
Yeah, I think they've got peanut butter in, haven't they, as well? Something like that.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a.
It's
Well-
chewy, yeah. No wonder you broke your teeth. And I don't even know if you have this one in the States either. Crunchy. Do you have that?
No.
It's
What's
like
that?
honeycomb centre with a chocolate around it, but it's kind of quite light, but it's not, yeah.
Oh,
Crunchy.
wow.
Sounds amazing. We got to start writing this down.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
I'll look for these on Amazon for sure.
Yeah, crunchy, yeah. In the fridge as well. Put it in the fridge before you eat it.
Superb.
So,
Yeah,
where can people find Gone Savage?
best place for me to direct people to is our website. We try and push that as much as we can, Doug. Facebook's the obvious. It's just that we're trying to get away from people browsing gossip, whatever, just because we're there, as opposed to people going to find you at the place that you are there. So the website, gonesavageband.com, is key to what we want to do. It does work. It's not as easy for people to just drop into like social media, Instagram. We have Instagram accounts, we have Facebook accounts, we've even got TikTok and X and such. But there's very little, unless you drive one particular platform. There's very little interaction. Facebook we don't do too bad. Nowhere near as we. I won't go on about Facebook, but nothing like the reach that we'd like to get. We'd all like to get. So we have 3,200 followers, and just through organic reach, if I hit 20, 30, so what's that, point something 1%? It's outrageous, outrageous. So you've got all those people that have come. We haven't bought anybody, that come to see us, but then it's up to them then to pursue us and get involved and get the algorithms going. I know how it works, but they don't do it. You'll have the same issue, Doug. You get people obviously interacting with you both, but a simple hello will generate more than they know. People don't do it. So we push the website because it's got all the information there. We put people like your good self. I'm sure you're on our website, Doug. So we have we're very transparent about what we do. So we have a few bands that will ask us things. We'll tell them, and we'll tell them directly. We'll say, go to our website. It's all there. You can pick these good people out. You can send your records or your demos there. These are gigs that we've played. These are all good people. So we do all that dog work for them, and people appreciate it. You can't do it on Facebook, but you can do it through the website. I just wish that more people would do that. It takes you've got to want to go and find it. I can't spoon feed people, and I won't.
So you've experienced the music industry in completely different eras, from the early 90s to today's streaming world. What's better about being an independent band today, and what's actually harder?
Well, I go back to 85-ish.
Okay.
And in 87, I personally organised, as an independent band, an LP with my band at the time, Sweet Sin. And Sweet Sin was very popular in America and Japan, all by no social media. We used to do pen pal and letters, and I've got lots of handwritten letters from people. We had our own, what we call PO box, so people had to do something. And it worked really well. So we got our album out. I got 500 copies pressed, and they were sold all over the place. They're really quite rare as well, and they're worth a few pounds. So we did all that with no help at all, and other than me writing to people or literally posting flyers. That's how we did it. So today, I know what you're going to say. You've got far more opportunity to do it, but I think people have got far more opportunity not to engage because they have far more choice. That's the difference. So when back in the 80s, if all the guys and girls said, "Hey, there's a band on," we all went. We all went. We didn't go, "Oh, and what are they like? And what do they do? And do I know any of the numbers? And does Mary like it? And does Alan like it?" No, you just went.
Yeah.
So it's choice now that makes it so much harder. Yes, you have more platforms, and yes, you have more tools. You have far more people saying, "Okay, today, who's that? Forgot you by tomorrow." Shame.
It's oversaturation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Doug. Yeah, totally, totally. Which
I
is a
think
good
one
thing.
thing that's better now is the way that we can record our music. Because using technology, as everybody does now, we can get something that if we get played on radio in between Metallica and Iron Maiden, there's no drop in quality to what we've done. And, we've kind of basically done it on a shoestring compared to the amount of money both those bands will spend on recording. And yet we can get something sounding as good purely through technology. And, for me, the writing of songs and getting people to listen to those songs is the main reason that I do it. Yeah. And so, it's nice for people to hear what's in our heads when we start, the recording, the writing process. And we're now able to get it out instead of, like, say, in the 80s, I was in a band as well. We had a record deal, and a month in the studio cost tens of thousands of pounds at the time. And even then, I listen to that album now, and the quality is nowhere near the quality of the big bands at the time. Whereas now we could compete with that quality.
Right. So have you been performing a lot over the summer this year?
No, we tend to do early in the year. So we tend, because give you a bit of background. So Will lives down there.
Right.
Somebody else lives over there. And I live up there. So it's not like America. So we're probably talking, you're probably talking your next town or your next city.
It's the American equivalent of LA, New York, Miami, and Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get together and we do gigs. So we've got about half a dozen coming up at the end of the year, starting in October, and then we generally do April, May, and then we break because myself and Will are full time, and Don is our other full time member, and we just got a guy on drums. But previously we had hired people for drums and guitar. So the way we wanted to do it, and they are really good. But they're really good because they're always busy.
Oh.
So we tend to have to take a little bit of a backseat. If things change, Doug, and obviously we would play more, and we could do that. But we do consider other people, and if they can't make it, they can't make it. It's better to have 6 really good shows than 2 dozen. Okay, we've got the guy, and he turned up, and laddie there can hit a drum. It's not about that. It's about being able to do a good show, And that's mainly music. I was going to talk to you about the music side of things. So when we play on our shows, it's stripped down rock. It's not got all the whistles. We'd like them, but as Will said, it's the expense of having that production behind you. And as we said before, Doug, we're not going to use backing tapes. That's not going to happen. So we strip it down. So it's in essence a 4-piece band live with 2 vocalists. Well, we have 2 vocalists. That's Will and Don, and then we have 2 more backing vocals, myself and John. So it's a stripped down rock band, which I think works with. And then we pick the tracks that we can do live. We don't just say, like, for instance, what I was saying before, Here Comes the Shade. If we could do that live, we'd probably be earning some real money. We'd be out there, big places with big production and lots of people in the wings playing different instruments,
Oh,
That's
wow.
not going to happen in our lifetime.
Right.
Hey.
So has streaming made it easier or harder for independent rock bands today?
For me, it is what it is. I mean, I don't like it, but I understand why it's there. Back in the 80s, I used to work, 90s, I used to work with a company. We had listening stations. So basically, you put your CD in, you listen to it on headphones, you went, right, okay, I don't like it, I'm not going to buy it. So Spotify gives you that option and also gives you the massive amount of people you can listen to. But I'm as guilty as the other people in so much as I'll get into something that I've not heard, but I don't often press the buy button because I know it's there. That's me being honest. I do buy as much as I can, but I sometimes I'm a bit lazy, and I'll think, well, I can listen to it when I want. That's not really fair. So it's not fair on artists. It's great on people who are undecided, or less. Not everybody can afford to buy. I think that's good. But we offer free streaming on our site, and we offer free downloads to people who can't pay for it. It's always been there. Always been there. So I'd rather do that than Spotify take it off us and take it off them.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I've always been the type I like feeling the music. I like holding that album in my hand. I'm old school. I like opening up, looking at the booklet,
Yeah.
reading while you're listening. I'm not big on streaming today. I'm kind of stuck in the 80s and 90s. That's my type of eras of music. And plus the album, when you put a vinyl on and listen to a vinyl and you hear all the static and stuff, and I'd rather hear all that. To me, that was all part of music. Today it's just too clean. It's too clean.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you can't beat having the physical copy.
Right.
No.
Yeah, like he was saying, a Motorhead album, it has to have that dirtiness to it, that grit, grungy type thing.
It does.
You can't listen. That can't be clean.
No.
No.
I can remember when I switched from LPs. I used to have loads. I've still got loads of vinyl, but I had lots of good stuff. Plenty of back catalogue Rush stuff as well. Loads. And when the CDs came out in about 1982, I think it was, I bought Moving Pictures, and it was like we all sat around listening to this clinical recording. We loved it, but we didn't realise what it was doing. And then we all started selling our vinyls and getting rid of it, and moving on to CDs. And then, so I've still got some, fortunately, some really old stuff. But CDs were okay, but when it comes to streaming and download, no chance.
There's a little bit of a revival, I think, of vinyl and CDs again. Definitely vinyl. My daughter works in a vinyl record shop, and they do really well.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Even cassette tapes are coming back.
You're right. Yeah.
Tapes. I saw a band the other day advertising their new tape.
Oh wow!
Not sure about that one. I think it's good. I think it's good, but I haven't got enough pencils. Remember the pencils?
Yep.
The rollers. Yeah, I'm gonna tape that's all stuck.
I'm waiting for the 8-tracks to come back.
Yeah, see, in high school, I was a cassette guy because it was easier to load up a bunch of cassettes in a case and carry than to take a bunch of vinyl albums.
Yeah.
So.
And record the shows as well. Don't forget.
Right.
I had
record the shows.
one, it held 64 cassettes, and I took that shit with me everywhere I went.
Brilliant.
So what advice would you give to a brand new band trying to get their first single heard today?
Do you want me, Will?
Yeah, either. I mean, you've got to work hard, haven't you? There's a lot of opportunity, as we were saying. There's a lot more radio stations. There's a lot more, media outlets where you can get your name known. But you've still got to put the effort in.
Right.
Or maybe even more than we used to have to. There are a lot of venues, and there's a lot of these. I'm not sure in the States whether you have this, but there's this thing now in England particularly where people do these festivals, and I'm doing that as a festival because they're not really festivals. It's just like 20 bands playing in 2 days in like a tiny little club or something like that.
Right.
But they kind of lay it out like it's the Download Festival with the headliners on day one and day, on all 2 different stages. So there are opportunities for bands, but they have to put the work in to be able to get onto those kind of dates. You agree with that, Ian?
I do, yeah. And I know that you do it as well, Doug. You you do the promote and play and stuff, and you do it really well. And I've done it not commercially, but purely for Gone Savage, and it takes a lot of work and effort, and also network, and also making sure that you, from an etiquette point of view with social media, these little things like thank yous and these little things like shares and these little bits that show that you're invested in whichever station that you would like to get your music to. People don't do that. And so what I've done with a couple of bands recently, might come knocking on your door, a band called Burning Circus, good band from the UK. And they took on a package from a PR company for their first single.
Yeah.
And I just said to the boys, like, I didn't get involved, but, you can do what they're doing, following what we're doing, as in, just look at, I said to you before, look at our website, look at all the contacts, look at all the things that we promote, look at the shows that we share. So then you get a feel for who is actually sharing and who is caring and which shows people likely to be heard on, and what do you need to do to be a supporter and get your music played. So that's saving you £600-700 a single in the UK, which is just farcical, by doing a bit more than nothing. And then once you've got that established, keep that connection with them and encourage other people. So a bit like a pyramid kind of thing, but in a community way. And so I've got a few that do that, and the ones that don't do that, they soon disappear. They'll do it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 months, and then I've done my bit. Well, you haven't. It's a long-term game.
Yeah.
You've got to be in it for the long run, and if you're not, you're gone. And so Zone Money change hands. Well, whoops, something like a Christmas.
Oh my goodness, what happened?
Somebody's going to explode. Is it the?
Not
No.
there.
Who is it? Who's the culprit?
Okay, it's gone. Not anybody move. Don't breathe.
Gremlin popping in the pool. So yeah, from that point of view, then Doug, yeah, if people are prepared to put the time and effort in, you will get the reward back. And as Will says, we've been playing on so many different places, and that for me is reward enough. It's not about the money; it's about the fact that people can hear the music and people like the music, and we can get our new albums to people and our new singles to people, and they'll play it,
Right.
And for purely because everybody's trying to help each other, it's not
Yeah.
for profit.
So, how important is it to network with independent radio stations today?
Yeah, massive. Yeah, 'cause I still get that. You'll get this as well, Doug. That people will.
Oh no, Will disappeared.
Is run out of change. That people they don't realise. I mean, it might be an internet station, it might be an independent radio station. Oh, come on, and people say, "Oh, it's just this and it's just that." I think it's so condescending for the effort that you guys put in that people still think like that. And the irony of it is that they're not getting into the big FMs or paid ones. And in the UK, PRS and PPL and people like that, they never bloody pay you. So you could end up, because that's another story, but they don't pay. And you can end up paying somebody to get to some place that you think is the gravy train, and it's not. You might get one play, and you won't get anything for it. But what people
The FMs are all turning AI anyway.
yeah,
Yeah, like there's a
Great.
station I've been listening to since I was a small child that just they just let everybody go and they went to an automated thing. Like I've been listening to it as a child. This happened just a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Recently.
they fired the entire staff of human DJs and just said,
Yeah,
sorry, we're going
completely
in a
AI. And this is the second station that I'd listened to since I was a child that started doing that.
Yeah,
So-
all the big
Yeah.
mainstream
So
major markets.
we are the next actual human experience of getting that music out there.
Oh, I don't like that. That's like having a massive rotation, just basically having 24 hours worth of music just going round, around, around.
Yeah, yeah. And they pick what you want. So it's not like there's actual human ears going out there and finding
Yeah.
this new stuff and
Yeah.
bringing it to you. It's all about money. And that's if you get the same 12 songs between all these commercials, it's all about money.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
There is one way around it. There's one way to get your music onto
Wild
that.
dogs.
Well, besides that, yes, your major markets are all becoming AI operated because they think they can save money, but it's not going to save their stations. And what you
Nope.
got to do is you got to know a promoter that knows the higher ups of the station to get your music onto that AI platform. So instead of dealing with music directors now, you're basically dealing with CEOs of the company. And since I've been here for a very long time, I know a majority of the CEOs of the companies, and that's who I submit music to.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to put it in our systems, and we're going to send it out to all the different radio stations. But it's already inside the system, so it'll be up to the stations if they want to program the song in. So I'm like, well, at least it's a chance. You know,
Yeah.
that's better than not having no chance at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, got to be in it to win it, as we say. Have a
So-
ticket. Yeah, I mean, I'm not scared of technology. I think there's other ways of doing it. I tend to look at AI as a lazy man's tool, if I'm honest. That's my own opinion. In so much as if I'm going to create music, I'm going to get the shovel out and dig that out. And this fella here is going to make sure he does go, right, okay, Mr. AI, what would fit this? You can see it a mile away. And it's so lazy, lazy. You know, and that's that going back to what I said about the bands doing things for themselves. They don't do enough. I don't like doing all this, not this. I enjoy doing this, but all that hard work in social media when I should be writing and recording, and I get that, but they don't even do enough. There's maybe 4 or 5 people in that band. There's 5 sets of hands there. Come on, you know, if you as a
We
band,
usually have one person doing the social
yeah,
media.
that's it.
And
That's it.
they're like not even, most of the time, they're not even doing half of what they should be doing.
No, they're not. And then you get the other stage with, mainly in the UK, all of a sudden they have somebody else, or they have a social media guru. Oh, it's like, come on. And it's all about perception, like followers, 20,000 followers, 2 interactions. Come on, guys, we're not fake. There's nobody there. And then the old classic, well, I'll follow this guy, but I'll not follow that lot, and then I'll follow nobody. I'm so superb. You can see that a mile away as well. So it's just so,
I've noticed a lot that a lot of younger bands will be like, well, we promote it. We put a promo on Facebook.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not promoted. How many flyers did you create and put on car windows? How many flyers did you create and staple up on telephone poles or plaster them or taped them up on walls? And how many people did you network when you turned off your phones and turned off your computers and actually went outside?
And spoke.
Yeah. Welcome back, Will.
Thank you. Dropped out there somehow. I don't know what happened.
I said, coinage. You ain't got enough money for the coin.
Yeah. Put some more money in the meter. Yeah.
Right.
For beer. That's what it is.
That rock dog talks too much, damn it.
Knocked out the internet.
So you've already had the Resurrection, Life in Black and White, and Retrograde.
Yep.
And we talked a little bit about the future, but let's talk a little more right now. What does the next chapter of Gone Savage looks like?
Go for it, Will.
Yeah, well, recording a new album at the moment, as we have kind of touched on a couple of times. Very different stuff, actually. From one side of the spectrum to another, from really way heavier than anything we've ever done, up to the other end of that spectrum. So how we're going to deal with this, because we are, like Ian said, we're recording, 26 songs. The guy that's really helping us, called Brad, he's a producer and engineer. He says it's like 2 separate bands, some of these songs. So
Oh, wow.
this will probably end up as maybe 2 different albums, I would think.
3, I
But
think, Will.
maybe even 3, with 26 songs, yeah.
I'll get right.
But yeah, we're enjoying. This is my favourite part of all of it: writing, recording, and bringing ideas that have just come from one little acoustic guitar or a lyric that I might have written down to a full-fledged song. Yeah, definitely my favourite part. So we're doing that at the moment. Like Ian says, we've also got gigs lined up and coming up, some nice little places that we're playing at.
Oh, cool.
Got something for next year as well, Doug. You know, we're trying to plot some in for next year. But
Yeah.
it's very difficult over here because it's such a crikey, I call them gatekeepers. So I used to work with a lot of bands our level and a bit higher and get all the bookings and stuff and work with a few companies. And it's very it's a very close clique of people, and they're kind of killing it. Because originally, so about 10 years ago, you'd have an opportunity to do different things, and all of a sudden there's like players that have come in now, not big players, they're just the network amongst themselves to almost restrict opportunity, not across the board, but in certain areas. So all these festivals that we talked about, these big festivals, apart from ones like Planet Rock and people like that, and obviously your downloads and your Bloodstocks and stuff like that, they're all kind of run by the same people with similar kind of vested interest, and so the opportunities are very limited. So next year we've got a few. I'm trying to hook into some of these as well. The theory is if they're all into each other's pockets, then I might get a run of dates. So I'm having to do that all the time. It's so hard, and it's quite frustrating because they don't reply. So I work on about 18 months out. So I'm now currently looking at 2028.
Wow.
And the worst thing about it is they will have the excuse that I can't do anything this year because I'm doing this year's. And then you'll say, well, can I send you something? Well, next year I'm busy doing next year's. So when's the optimum time? And they never come back to you. And so you chase these people and they say, oh, it's full now. It's almost a fait accompli. Like it was never going to be. So I've started standing back from that because I wasted so much energy on a lost cause. And we do get opportunities, good opportunities as well. We've played some really nice places, and we will continue to do so. We've got a really nice festival next year in mid Wales, Beltane Gathering, and that's the first for us. And that's ironic because when I applied for that, there was very little amount of known bands. This year or next year when they play, it's flooded now. They've all moved in.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we was there a bit earlier because, believe it or not, they will move you out. Even though I've made these allegiances, three festivals this year have moved us out for somebody's preferred option.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That shouldn't be right at all.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Now,
man.
I will name names at some stage, but twice this guy and twice, and I've got emails, I got proof. I've had to. I can't get you in because somebody else is now coming. You'll be first on, drop out. You'll be first in if anybody cancels. 3 to 4 times that's never been adhered to. And it's shocking. And these aren't big festivals, Doug. These are people who believe them to be big people and not. So it's bloody hard work. So I've started stepping back from that because it's sapping our energy. And as Will says, what we do and what we like to do is write and record. So
Yeah.
So yeah, we do okay, but we could do a lot better if we had if we knew how we could line somebody's pockets with money, but we won't. We won't do that.
Well, my very last question of the day, this goes to everybody that we've talked to through the entire season. Besides yourself, what's one band you think that you recommend that we should either air on Wild Dogs Radio or that we should talk to right here on Facebook Live?
Ian, it's your department.
Are we independent or anybody?
Anybody.
Anybody. Crikey. Do you know what? I'm still listening because Will will tell you I'm a bit of a dinosaur, so I still listen to the old stuff because you can't beat it. So new bands. The nearest I've got to a new band, I like Don Bronco. Will, I love them.
Don Broco, sorry.
Yeah. They're English. Anglian.
They do tour America. They played in America quite a lot.
Okay.
And then for other bands from again, Will probably the Chameleons. They do a lot of work in America. They're a Manchester band. They're indie. They're more indie, not independent. But like these are like they've got influences of people like The Cure and that kind of thing.
All right.
The Cure. So the Chameleons good band.
Well, I'll definitely have to look them up. Will?
Yeah, I mean, I found that been thinking about that the whole time you did it. You said it, and one band that I've listened to recently, and again, this goes back to my past, where I said to you the first album I ever bought was UFO. And the singer, Phil Mogg out of UFO, last year released his own new album called Mogg's Motel. I don't know if you're aware of that. And for me, it was great because UFO is no more. But that was a great album, and he's threatening to play live. But yeah, you should play some of that stuff because you never hear it on any radio, really. Mogg's Motel.
Okay, I'll definitely look it up.
Yeah.
All right, Major Doug, you got anything more, brother?
You know what? I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time. We've been trying to do this all summer, and we finally nailed it. You guys are great. We're looking forward to the new stuff you have coming out. And to the listeners, go check out Gone Savage. If you haven't already, you've been missing out.
Thank you for speaking to us. Thank you for supporting us. It's really, really majorly appreciated. I mean that.
No, 100%, chaps. I'm so pleased to finally catch up with you, Doug.
It's finally nice to meet.
10 years on
finally
the
see
run,
and
my
meet
friend.
you. Yeah,
You've
been
been
a long
10 years
time.
on the run. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Really, really do appreciate all the support, and we give it back. We'll give it back. And if we're not doing enough, you tell us. You just tell us.
Well, you know me, I would definitely tell you. But no, you're great, and Will, thank you so much. I know you're a very busy man, and I'm so happy that you were able to be here and be a part of this today. So thank you so much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
No
guys.
problem. Anytime. It's great to talk to you all.
Well, that's it for all of us. For everybody out there, thank you for joining us. Thanks, Ian, Will, Mystical Misty, and Dangerous Doug. I'm Rug the Rock Dog. No, I'm Doug the Rock Dog. I'm out of here. Thank y'all.
Cheers, guys.
See you guys later. Take it easy.